But welcome, and thank you to those who are joining live, and thank you to everybody who is joining in the replays. And I'll do a little introduction for those who will be new to me and my work. So I'm Sherry Mosley, and I am here in Sausalito, California, just by San Francisco. And I primarily do shamanic work with Akashic Enlightenment. And this is working with your Akashic Records or the Akashic Records and the Book of Truth, which is the more multidimensional knowledge where we connect in to receive all this higher frequency, and we use this to connect to higher beings. And I also have a background in Asian medicine as well. So I also practice that here in person and online. But for today and for the next 5 weeks, yes, 5 weeks, we're doing 5 sessions, we'll be connecting to the Pleiadians. And this is technically going to be, I guess, ET contact. And we'll be using the Akashic Enlightenment field to open up the space to make the connection. And as in the introduction copy, it says that you can open your own Akashic Enlightenment if you'd like to. It's not required. And I invite you to do that. If you already have the prayer, you can use that when we do our transmission. You can go in to your Akashic Enlightenment just to enhance the direct connection. And then we can also, you can also just enjoy everything in the energy field that I'll be opening. So that's interesting. I thought I just felt a little earthquake. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't know. Maybe it's just the energy shifting. All right, so yes, we'll be doing our ET contact to the Pleiadians. And we did a session back in October for this as well. And it was beautiful. The energies that came in were just amazing. So I really, really love working with the Pleiadians and bringing in the new code encoding that they bring us. It really helps with all of the intense energy that's going on. And it just feels really good to connect with them. So this event came in with a series of events. And I've had this happen when I did my Becoming a Universal Being event. And those came in as a series of 5 events. And this came in as a series of, I think it goes through August. It's like 5 or 6 events, but it's connecting to the Galactic Federation. They call it kind of like the Galactic Federation School of Awakening. So they are all helping us to come into our next wave of awareness and ascension. And this is primarily with the Pluto now being in Aquarius, right? We came out of Pluto in Capricorn. It's been a bit of a bumpy ride. I hope you're managing it all right. And yeah, we're going to be coming through a whole new wave and frequency of light now that we are in Pluto and Aquarius. We had a little dip into it last spring, end of March through beginning of June. That was the first kind of inklings of what was to come. But now we are settling more into this. And so we're going to be connecting with the Pleiadians to have them help us. And you may already feel a connection to the Pleiadians. That's great. If you do, it's okay if this is your first time, but there's a large following, many star seeds that feel connected to the Pleiadians. And we've done some of this contact work in Mount Shasta. I think everybody who's live here has been with me in Mount Shasta. So you are avid ET contactors. And yeah, we're just going to continue that journey. Yeah, the energy is just, yeah, there's a lot going on right now. So in terms of ET contact, if this is something that is new for you, so those that are doing the recordings, if this is new for you, there's multiple things that can occur because technically we're doing ET contact, right? Even though we're at a distance, it doesn't really matter. So this means that the Pleiadians could come into your space, right? They could come into your living room. They tend to like to come in to the bedroom when you first wake up because your brainwave state is just in like an alpha brainwave or a deeper brainwave state that makes you kind of more in a meditative state. So that can happen then. I've had them show up in people's cars. Yeah, so just kind of keep an eye out if they do show up. Just say hi, ask them what their name is, what is their purpose for being there. And, that can just be a part of, coming into these higher frequencies is getting used to connecting with higher dimensional beings, right? Technically, they'd be interdimensional beings, right? Extraterrestrials. And the other things that can happen is we've experienced this in Mount Shasta where the energy, the environment, I guess you could say the energy as well, it gets warm. So the environment itself can warm up. I've only had that happen in Mount Shasta. Personal body temperature shifting warmer or colder, that happens more frequently when we do them online. Yeah, I don't think we've had any room temperature changes doing these online, but you could. Other things that can happen, you can hear clicking in your ears, and this is part of the communication when they are more or less talking to you telepathically, and you'll receive it as like a psychic download, but you may hear the clicking sounds. And there can be technological interference. So right now the Wi-Fi isn't working. I'm running this through a hotspot on my phone. So we'll see how things go here. And the energy may interfere. Sometimes I've had it knock the Zoom off and then in the session and then come back on, right? So in Mount Shasta, I've had someone's phone that was turned off was ringing, right? So it was, or it had no service yet. There was a ringing coming through, right? So it was a technical interference. And yeah, but I encourage anybody who may have a little fear around it not to be afraid. Pleiadians are friendly, and we're working with a specific group of Pleiadians for these ascension codes. This seems to be a certain group within the Galactic Federation that is doing these events, particularly for ascension, right? They're all ascension focused, helping us to come into what seems to be like a really rapid shifting of the energy, right? I don't know how you've been feeling in your body lately, but it's been intense. And intensity means that there's change, there's shifts happening. And then so our material worlds may shift as well as part of this. And so just connecting with the Pleiadians is just going to feel cozy, comforting. They're always so nice and friendly and helpful. They're here to help us. Yeah. And all of my sessions are usually guided by Ascended Master Jesus and Archangel Metatron. Those are just the consciousness frequencies or my spirit guides that I tend to work with in doing the sessions. And yeah, our transmissions tend to be about 30 minutes long. And then we like to share afterwards. And I'll say to anybody doing the recordings, everybody that's live is pretty adept with Akashic Enlightenment. So don't compare your experience to theirs. Theirs may be kind of advanced due to working in Akashic Enlightenment so much. That can just increase your clairvoyance or your clairaudience, anything that you could see, feel, hear. It's just, it gets heightened the more that you practice working in a higher realm or a higher dimensional field because you've built up the energy structures more, right? And so you can hold the energy more on your own. So you're able to view or experience more because you're attuned. You're not just using the field that I'm opening. Okay. Yeah. So don't compare. We don't want to compare. I'm just trying to think of anything else. So this may be a first time for some of you, which is fine. It'll be kind of like a gentle meet and greet. And then I'm just going to see if there's anything else in the channeled event copy that came in. Let's see. Right, so they describe this as new encodings to allow smoother transitions into this new paradigm at its initial infrastructure initiation, as this year builds for many following years of a new energy structure on Earth. All right, so this isn't just the Pluto coming into Aquarius. This is, the overall energy structure is shifting, and these encodings are just going to help prepare you for the coming shifts. And this is common, especially I think for the Pleiadians, where they kind of give you yeah, I guess it's an infrastructure. And we'll see how it loads in, but it comes into your energy body and your light body, and then it's kind of like it's already there. So then when the energy shifts, you already have the structure to hold the shifts that are occurring. And so it's less work, I guess you could say, right? Because you're already prepared. You already got your backpack of supplies and you're already on the trail and you're like, oh, okay, this is coming in. Oh, I'm already prepared. Right. So it can just make it easier on the entire body, mind, spirit complex and just feel more of like a conscious transition that you're going through rather than being like pelted with a whole bunch of energy and having to do a download and upgrade and all of that. I'm just going to get my hydration thing here. I tend to drink a lot of water doing all these energy transmissions, which I encourage as well when we do these energy shifts. It's always good to stay hydrated. I do tend to use electrolytes as well, that or coconut water. So it tends to help assimilate the shifts, mostly with the Apollorean work that I do, but it doesn't hurt with the Pleiadians as well. All right. Are there any questions before we go in? I feel very warm and relaxed. Okay, good. Already getting into that little cozy space. I can feel it kind of getting very calm, almost like a quiet. Yeah. All right, they're ready for us. All right, so you can go ahead and get comfortable. I do recommend that your spine is straight, but you can lay down if you want to. It's okay if you fall asleep. You're just going into a deeper brainwave state to connect deeper with the frequencies. And don't worry, you're not missing anything. And it's okay if you don't hear what I'm saying because you're so deep in the moment. What I'm saying is not crucial to your experience. I'm just documenting things as they come along. All right. But it's not a requirement that you understand that as part of the transmission. Okay. All right. So we're just settling in. Good. We have Ascended Master Jesus and Archangel Metatron as our guides. And they see all of you. We have a Pleiadian guide calling us. Very tall. Okay. And so they are telling us that they are taking us to, it looks like a Galactic Federation hub that is just outside of our Earth. So they are in our universal space. Okay. It's always a kind of a different dimensional space that we go to for these sessions. Yeah, so I'm just kind of seeing a blur of other extraterrestrials as we go through the Galactic Federation. It's like a station, a huge space station. Huh, that's really funny. I think it's I haven't really, I mean, I've seen pictures of it. They talk about that cigar-shaped ship. Huh. That may be what we're on. It just looks really long. Yeah, very long ship. Okay, and they're still just kind of guiding us, herding us into our own little space. And just seeing so many other beings on the ship. Okay. And we're gonna go into this meeting room. Okay. They're just guiding us into one of it's a council meeting room. Okay, there's just a table and chairs. There's another Pleiadian at the front asking us to be seated. Okay. Okay. First, there's just some messages that seem to be coming in. I actually see them writing on this board, but the knowledge is just coming in of the changes that are coming. You may just feel like a gentle download coming in. And now they're coming around and handing us each a crystal that we hold. And some sort of like a star diamond crystal or something. It helps transfer. It's high tech. It's not just a crystal, it's like high technology. And it transfers data and frequencies. And there's a bit of like a, a bubble or an orb that opens up around each of you from that crystal. And I just see Ascended Master Jesus kind of overlooking everything. It's our spirit guide. And now there's a temperature change happening. Maybe getting slightly warmer as the frequencies, access codes start to come into your light body structure. Yeah, definitely getting warm now. And now they start shifting and working in your light field. It actually also looked like a healing was occurring. You may hear clicking or codes coming in. And the temperature is shifting to more of a cooler temperature now. There's some sort of higher knowledge or plan coming in, understanding more of the greater plan. Yeah, they seem to be just kind of soothing any stress or difficulty in the body from all the shifts that have already occurred. You may see the blue light working through your light field, and you may see or feel a Pleiadian family member next to you, connecting to you. I haven't seen that before. They're actually accessing the spine. Mhm. Seeing the light energy in the spine. Looks like almost like adjusting at a cellular level, not just the energy body or light body. More like light language, light encoding. Continuing to let the frequencies come in. And now there's almost like a blue light washing over the entire field, the auric field. Now it's like they're taking the crystals and allowing the energies to just begin to assimilate and integrate. Ooh. And again, some higher soothing knowledge. And they're doing some sort of linking to like the Galactic Federation network, almost like to help you continue to receive downloads, like software upgrades. Yeah, and messages. And now it looks like they're just allowing these energies to do a little bit of a personal calibration or healing for each one of you. And now they're starting to kind of slow down or let the energy field kind of dim as you come back to the boardroom or the little counseling room that we're in. And they're just kind of soothing each of you. There. And it almost looks like a activation of what was given. It's like turning on a switch. It looks like it'll be kind of running in your field over the next 5 weeks, helping build this structure to make it easier to go through the energy shifts. And now they're assisting us to get up from around the table. And we have our Pleiadian guide escorting us out of that council room, walking back through the Galactic Federation station. And now traveling dimensionally back to this dimensional space, coming back to the room and the space that you're in, and coming all the way back. And our Pleiadian guide looks like he's leaving. You may have a personal guide that stays with you or visits you afterwards. We just have Ascended Master Jesus, Archangel Metatron, just holding the space, allowing you to fully come back to this dimensional space. And there may be a little bit of an emotional response. I forgot to mention that one with ET contact. So you may feel emotional at the departure or the coming back, maybe like you don't want to, like you want to stay there. It just feels better, feels like home. Yeah, it's okay. Good. Just coming all the way back. You just gently moving your hands and feet, rubbing your fingers, your hands together. Hmm. There we go. Should be almost like a gentle, soothing kind of washing over everything now. Almost like when you get out of a bath or a nice hot soak in a hot tub or shower, and maybe at the spa, you just feel refreshed and cleansed and just pampered or good. It's like, yeah, feeling pampered or taken care of. Yeah. I'll go ahead and close the space. Help you come back. Good, and this completes our first transmission.